do. So the world of a data analyst demands that you solve mathematics every day. Well, if not every day, at least you also do some requirement gathering, try to solve business problems. However, in trying to solve this business problem, you will need to add one or two together, subtract, multiply, try to predict what the future is, try to know what is happening. These things will require some mathematical function. But the beauty of it is sorry about that. So the beauty of this whole thing is that you don't even need to memorize. Like I've always told you, you don't have to memorize any syntax. You don't have to memorize any formula. No one does it. No one knows it all. Just understand that these things have been democratized. This knowledge has been democratized. We can access them every now and then. It is up to you to look around and see what you have, what has been made available for you to you, so that you can access them. But if you don't make this little effort to understand what has been made available to you, you will not understand that you have all these things. So there are several formulas out there. As a data analyst, you're going to have to do some mathematical, some basic mathematics, algebra, statistics, and some basic arithmetic, so as to get your result. When you have set of numbers in a column that span up to 1 million, you will definitely need, you cannot do that manually. You definitely need to do some mathematical calculation to be able to get the sum of those numbers, to get the count of those the rows in that particular column. And this is where formulas and functions come to play. These formulas and functions are inbuilt in Excel to make our lives easy. They're inbuilt in Excel to make our lives easy. Let's talk about sum. Now, we have this column. I'm going to put, right, so I'm going to clear this. All right, so content. I'm going to clear that content. So I will have another total here. All right, so if I want to know the sum of all this, to start every Excel formula, to start every calculation in Excel, or use any Excel function, you will start with equal to. Immediately you start with the equal to operator. The cell automatic. All right, let me just take up this. So when I start with this, you will see the formula bar, the function here tends to be active. This is a function. It's recognized that I'm trying to perform something. And immediately I do this, I'll take it off now. Watch. So when I take this off, check here. What you will see is the reference of the box I have clicked. So the reference is P5. Look at it, 5. P5, that's the reference. But immediately I put in equal to, this place changes to a formula, to a function. And it's trying to suggest the simplest of all the functions. Is it sum you want to do, or do you want to do other things? When you click on it, you can see all the other things you can do. And if you want more, you click here. Sum, average, if, hyperlink. What do you want to do? If you want more than what we have here, you can actually click more function, and then you will see more functions here. And you'll see more functions here. So, and if you want to filter all these functions, you can come here. Is it financial function you're looking for? You have it. Is it date and time functions? You have it. Maths and trigonometry, you have it. Statistical functions, you have them. So you can see most of the statistical functions we have are more like the, for those of us who do statistics, just take it that those the what's it called? The aggregate function we did in Excel. That's what we have here. Ruth said, I'm sorry, I have to leave now. I have a situation at home that needs. All right, Ruth, please take care of yourself. Okay. So, and anything lookup function, you have them. So immediately you want to start an Excel function, you start it with an equal to. Click the cell. That's where you want to do the calculation. Click the cell, type the equal to sign. So if I want to, if I want to add all this, all I need to do is equal to, I'll click on this cell. It will take the reference, which is M5. I'll put plus. The next one, can you see the color? So it's using color to separate. It's using color to separate them, the cells. Now this took us also another color. Put them together. Now I'm done with my calculation. If I put the enter key, it gives me the answer. What did I do? I just did the simple calculation. If I want to see the formula again, I click on it. You know that this number, it's not just a number. This number is dependent on these numbers. And to see the formula, when you click on it, you check the formula bar. You will see it. And this is the formula bar. Is this clear, guys? Let's talk, guys. I want us to be talking. Is this clear? Respond to me. This is an interactive section.
Yes.
Good. All right. So please let everyone respond. What we have here is basically Abies and Fatima. So Abies, you need to be responding. Please don't travel.
Okay.
Good. All right. So, and you have to be very, very, very sensitive with ourselves. The cells are very, very sensitive. I don't even know what I click and it disappeared. So though I can do my Control Z to bring everything back to where it was. All right, so and so I can also do the same thing for all these ones. But if I don't want to do that, I could actually click here. Because I am calculating this, and this, and it gave me this, I could continue to do that same formula, but I don't want to do it. I could just double click at the edge here. You see how I hover, when I hover the edge of this cell, it changes to plus, see? Changes to tiny plus. Can you see that? When I double click on it, it fills the whole thing. I'll do it again. Look at it. When I double click on it, it fills the whole thing. What happened here? So what's actually happening here is you're telling me that use this formula that I have here, I used to calculate this, mimic it for all these other cells and give me the answer. And if I pick this, if I click on this, you will see it's M6. So it's taking the row 6, M6, N6, and O6. The same thing for all this. You can see them, and that's how simple it is. But we just did this the annual way. Excel has made things easy for us so that you don't need to memorize formula. So to use what Excel has given to us, which is so fantastic, which is one of the most powerful things in Excel, let's do it the Excel way. I click here. I'll put my equal to. Pay attention to what I'm doing. So instead of picking the cells one at a time, I'll put S. So I want to use the sum. Now this is the sum I want to use. And immediately you pick a particular function you want to use, it will tell you what the function does. Adds all the numbers in a range of cells. That's what this function does. And what is this range of cells? This range of cells is depending on what you want. It could be from here to here. It could be everything. It could be just this number on the M column, these numbers on the M column. It could be the ones on the N column. It could be the ones on the 5 row, on the row 5 or the row 6. Just whatever you want. It could be all of them. Just pick what you want. And that's what it's telling you. Whatever, if you pick the range you want, it will calculate it for you. And they have to be number. They don't have to be strings. They have to be numbers for it to do this calculation. It's an aggregate function. It is sum. So to go about this, I could click enter so as to pick this particular sum, or I could just go ahead and put my bracket, but I put enter. Oh, sorry. I'll do this again. Okay. So not enter, the tab key. So the tab key means select that particular one. I'll do it again. If you click on if you press on the tab key, it will select this one. Anyone you have selected, if you press on the tab key, it will select it. You can also use your mouse to click on it, double click, and it will select it, not single click. Now, what happens here is as soon as it has selected that particular function, which you can actually do by typing the whole thing out. But why would you want to do that when it's doing it for you? It will automatically change it from what the function does to how the function does it. As soon as you put that bracket, it changes from what that function does to how it does it. And how does it do it? It tells you, put the first number, put the second number, or the range of all the numbers you want, and then put a closed bracket. Close the bracket and enter. I'm going to give you the answer. And then let's do this. So to do this, I just need to click here. I don't need to start typing the numbers. I will reference the cell. I'll click on the cell. While this is active, I'll just go click on the cell here. 95 to 89, 81. I'll just go click here, hold my mouse, move it, then, and that's it. I'll close the bracket and enter. Boom, we have it.
Okay, now I see. So it's possible to just select just 2 columns in case you're treating just in case you don't want to add all the columns.
Yeah, I can select anything. Let's do it down
Okay,
here.
now I see. Thank you.
Sum. So I could select whatever I want to select, anything, any row. Just imagine I select like this, just like this. I close the bracket. Now watch what happened. How did I select? It will tell you the range you selected. If you can't see this, you can see the one up here. M5, which is this. Look at it, M5, M5. To the last one here. You know the way we do, we read from right to left, from left to right, and from top to bottom. So the last one is 99. 99 is N what? 8. And that's what you have here. So when I close the bracket and press enter, it gives me the total answer there. It just gives you power to do whatever you want. So what does this mean? For people who are afraid of mathematics before they join data analytics, you don't have to be. Because almost, not just almost, if all the technologies you have there and what's it called? The programming languages already have these things done for you. Just go ahead and use them. All right, so let's move on, guys. So again, I can actually, the other one, I double clicked here to bring it down. This time I don't want to double click. I just want to show you another way. I'll just go here, click on it and hold it, drag it. I want, and I am good. Two ways, double click or you do click and drag it. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so we are good with this. Good with this. So let's move on to the other things. So, and that is sum for you. And this is a formula. This function returns the sum of, see, I don't need to read this. The reason is simple. It's always, the answer is always, when you pick up the function, it's always there for you. So let's pick up mean. Let's go to mean, or minimum or maximum. So remember how we did it in, what's it called, in SQL? These are aggregate functions. They are simple. Let's see what it does. Okay, so the minimum, okay, so I will pick up this and clear it. So what is the shortcut for clear contents? Need to check that later. So see, you have, see, in reality, you're not going to have just these few numbers to analyze. So you're definitely going to have a lot of numbers, but you want to get to the minimum. You don't want to do an aggregate function on it. You don't have to stress yourself trying to look through all of them before you get it. But it's a function that has been done for you. Like again, I don't have to start explaining. Now with this, I could just look at all of them and I know it's 45, that is the minimum. But what if there are 1 million rows? What do? I can't achieve that. Like I can't achieve that. That is the simple thing. I cannot tell you I will start going through them. I can't achieve that. It's not achievable. It's not feasible. So what do we do? I'll just click here and equal to, like I told you, mean, then use my tab or double click. I use my tab. So it's telling you, give me a set of numbers. Again, before I put my tab, see what it does. This function returns the smallest number in a set of values, ignores logical values and tests. So it will ignore logical values and tests. Like logical values are values that are done through if statements, and then it ignores tests because they are obviously not numbers. So it will go through a set of numbers and give you the minimum. And let's do this. Remember, this has to be numbers for it to give you the minimum. In other words, it has to be integers. So all I need to do is with my bracket, and they tell me, feed me with all the numbers. I'll go feed it with all these numbers. And it gives me, and it asks me to close the bracket. Watch what happens. So I have this number. Okay, so I have this number. It's expecting me to close the brackets. Yeah. And enter gives me 45. Okay, as we always do, we move it like this. You know, we did up from top to bottom. Let's do from left to right. We'll move it like this. And you see? So you can do from top to bottom, you can do from left to right. What if I don't want to do it that way? I will just double click. Now it's not responding to me. So I'll do it this way. All right, so if you are double clicking on it for it to flow down and do this calculation, what Excel is so intelligent that it will stop where the numbers actually, the calculation actually stop, the numbers actually stop. So it will not go and take any place where there are no, there are no numbers. And this is, guys, for me, I could come down here and say, I want to get the minimum of all the numbers here. So, minimum, remember, okay, I need to put equal to. It is not case sensitive, guys. Minimum, I want to take the minimum of all the numbers here, and I'll close it, and it's still 45. Very simple. Yeah, want to ask a question? Oh, somebody sent a message. Oh, okay. So you want to ask a question? Is that Fatima or Abies?
Not me. Maybe Abis.
All right.
No, I don't want to ask any question. I answered when you did that minimum for all. So I said 45.
Okay. All right. So let's stay here. Let's not go too far and do some other things. Maximum. All right. So I want to bring it here. See how I am dragging it? I can drag it to anywhere I want. I want to bring this here. I want to bring it for the side here. Stay here. And notice it goes with the formula to push this here. Excel is tell you what you want and it will respond. All right, so I want, again, if I want a formula, a function, I have to put my equal to sign, enter, and of course I want to go here and close it. What is the maximum? It shows me the maximum. And I don't have time to go to start doing the others. I will just move it this way. And here we go. It gives me what I want. Is it making sense, guys? And if you want to
Yes.
maximum, so again, equal to max and everything, close bracket, and 99. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And this is how they do this. Let's pick up the next thing called average. So, and this is like this, scores of students, math, science, and English. So let's see what their average is. All right, so average, here we come, equal to, again, AV. Now, when we pick this, what did it say? Returns the average, that's arithmetic mean, of its argument, which can be number or names, arrays, or reference that contains number. So whatever it is, even if it is a name, so let's say you have stored all of a table, a table of numbers in a name. If you feed that name to the average, it will still return to the average function. It will return there because it's seeing that name as a variable. It's not seeing it as an ordinary letter. So it's telling you that if you give me ordinary number, I will give you the average. If you return reference that has numbers, references that has number, I will give you the average. If you return tests or names that have, or an array that the original values are numbers, I will still return the average for you. That's what this is. So average, I want to take the first one, the average, enter, and good. So in this class, the average score in mathematics is 77.8. Let's see what how they perform in the other exams. And well, since these students perform, mathematics is the best for them. The math teacher must have been doing an amazing job. However, when we look at this, that seem to be there seems to be an issue here. I mean, a class where we have the maximum score to be 99 and the minimum to be 45. The average is 77. So this child, student 5, who scored 45, it's actually far below the average. We need to really investigate this. What did this child do? Because when you see what is happening here, the next person closest to this 45 is 65. So actually, if you take away this 45, that their average will be around 80 something or 70 something. If you take away the 45. All right, so let's move on, guys. We are now doing analysis. So, and then the student science was the least, although not really that they performed badly, but science was the least. Mathematics is the best, followed by English. The differences are not much anyways. So if I want to do how we have been doing it, average and of course equal to average. I want to take the average of all the numbers. So the average, you know how we do the average, the class average. And here we are, 76. 76, that is the class average. And if we have the class average, let us do the total for students. Total here. Sum. And we do their average. And I can see we are beginning to do analysis here. Average performance, I'll pick up everything here except the total, close it, enter. So this chart scored 86.3. I bring it down. So when you look at this, the average, the total average is 76.6. Two students are below the class average. 3 are above the class average. You can see 76. So those who are, let me just select them. Those who are above it, we'll give them green. And those who are below it, we do. To select two columns, cells, I hold my control key. So could just give them, well, yellow. They are below. They did not fail, but they are below average. So here we are with this arithmetic. So so far we have covered some, mean, max, average. Any question, guys?
No question.
Fatima, any question from you?
Fatima.
Fatima, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm on.
Are we good? Any question?
No, no questions. Well, thank you.
All right, so let's move on. So far, everything has been going well. Let's check the other function. So before I go here, let me come here. Rand. This function returns random numbers greater than 1 and less than, greater than 0 and less than 1. So it's between between 0.0001 something and 1. That's what it returns to you. So I could just give student 1, student 2, student 3. Let me see. All right, so see, it's recognized the pattern and then it gave me what I wanted. It recognized that I'm increasing the number for students. So it recognized and gave it to me. So I could call here students. I will call here their class average. I could just call it. I will call it average. All right, so what this is telling us is if you pick, so let's put here run. Sorry, this you will definitely make a lot of mistake with it. Returns a random number greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0, and less than 1, evenly distributed on recalculation. So if I take that, you don't need to do anything. It returns a random number. So all I need to do is I will just double click here and it will fill numbers for me here. See, you can just use this to create numbers for yourself. That's what this function does. Use it to create numbers for yourself you want to work with. So if you want to say, if I want to use this to create numbers for myself, bigger numbers that have decimals, I could go here and say numbers. So what I would do is I would say 245. All right, so I will do this. 245 multiply. So this is the formula for multiply. Multiply by, I could choose this, or I could put the rand again if I want. It will give me bigger number in case I want to generate bigger number. Excuse me, what's the problem? Not trying to type a formula. Oh, sorry. The opening bracket twice. All right, so it gave me 82. So if I bring 88, if I bring it down here, I have loads of number and So with this now, I've been able to generate a lot of numbers. All I just need is use a certain fixed number, multiply it by random number, and I get this. And I could just start using this to start doing something. I could just give some random names to this place. I'll tell you that this is their score, but this is the amount they have in account. So that's how random number works. Another one called round between. Let's see. So if you want to do round between, let's see the function. Round between. It says returns a random number between the numbers you specify. So give me two numbers. Give me a number, ABS. Give me the first number. It says returns a random number between the numbers you specify. So let's pick it. The first number, that's the bottom number. ABS, give me a bottom number.
Okay, well, 0.55. Is that a bottom number?
No, just give me a number on your mind. It could be any number. I'm not
5.
telling you from what is here. Okay, you said 5. Then, of course, I have written 5. Notice that I wrote 5. This became bold. So
Yeah.
now it's requesting, I am done with this first number. It's now, if it's no longer bold, the one that is bold now is the next one. It is requesting something from me. Fatima, give me a number, top number.
12.
12. Now, so what happens here? What do you think will happen here?
It will give
no
us
idea.
number between 5 and 12.
So it will just randomly give you numbers between 5 and 12. And here we are, 7.
Oh, okay.
And you can bring it down. Let's see what it will do. Gives you between 5 and 12. And of course, 12 inclusive, 5 inclusive.
Okay, so this was what you were talking about when we were looking for data set, that you could generate more
So
columns if you needed, if it's not that you're looking for reality or real world data.
yes, it can generate a lot of things. You
I
can
see.
see, if you know what you have around you, you can use it to create a lot of things. I'm telling you, Excel is very powerful. Excel is very powerful. Just know what is what. You just go and pick up all the built-in functions and use. You will just be amazed. And then from here now, having generated this and generated this, I could just use it to just multiply them to get a new number. Then multiply. Function for multiply in Excel.
Is it not the box times the cell times the next cell?
It is, it works, but I'm expecting like I'll get multiply,
Oh, okay.
But of course, I'm not getting that. Excel is not giving me that as a function. So I could just, like you said, this, then you put the asterisk and this, and enter. So we have this. If I bring it down, it gives me this. You could do things, like you could do a whole lot of things to generate numbers as you want, as you wish. In case you lack, you don't know what to do to get numbers. All right, so let's move on. All right, so let's move on. We have sum of products. So what really happens here, let's use the one we have been using. Where's the one we've been using? We're using here. Good. So let's use sum of products. So equal to, I want to get sum of product. Let's see what it does. It said this function, please take note of that. Anytime you want to do your sum, your arithmetic, please take note of it. So it says this function returns the sum, first of all, the sum of the product of corresponding ranges or arrays. So it will multiply, then give you the sum. It will return the sum of the products. Product means multiplication of corresponding ranges or array. All right, so let's pick it. Good. So it's asking me for array. See, it's asking me for array. I will give it this array, this first array. That's array 1. Array means from one part of a cell to another part of a cell. That's an array. Or you can call it range. You put a comma, then it takes you to the next array. You do this, and you put a comma. All right, so I don't want to continue. I want to stop here. So I want to put a bracket. What happens here? It says, all right, so I think this will be difficult for us to explain. Let's put something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Let's use this number, this row, this V row, and this Y row to do it. So we have sum of products. So I have the first row, the first range, comma, I have the second range, the bracket. So let's see what it gave us. So this is 104. How did you get? That's the question. How did you get 104? So let's see how it gave us 104. Can you see my calculator? Can you see my calculator?
Yes.
So 9, because it says sum of the products. So 9. All right, so that what I'm seeing here should be 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6. That's 37, isn't it? Have that in mind. Let's calculate the other one. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That is 15. And if you multiply the two of them, that's not the answer. So what really happened? How did he do the calculation? So what I see here is the word corresponding means, let me clear this. So it picks this number first, it picks the other one. 9 times 9 it's 9. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is what? 24.
24.
Plus 24. Plus 30.
20. 30.
Yeah. And that's how it got the 104. So it picks the number here, multiplies it with this. Picks the number here, multiplies it with this. Picks the number corresponding, depending on what you're giving. So it does not, this cannot multiply this. What it's doing is this and this multiply, this and this multiply. Sorry, this and this multiply. The ones by the corresponding to each other on the row, on the row. And when you're done with them, you add up the numbers together to give you this. That is the number one tricky arithmetic we have done. Others have been funny, have been easy. But the beautiful thing is that you don't need to do them manually like we did to validate. But as a data professional, validating your answer is something you have to do all the time. Validating your answer is something you must do all the time. So you see how we took our time to pick up the calculator and validate what we got here. So that it will further open up our understanding into what we are doing. Do we have any question on this?
Yes, please can you go over this one again?
Son?
Yeah, that's some product.
So I said the sum product, what happens is let me get the formula. So say it returns the sum of the products of the corresponding value. So it picks, okay, you know how, when you click something, notice this our formula is just being crazy. It's just randomly generating number. It picks a number here. Remember the sum of the product of the corresponding value. So I will write something. So what happens here is there is a product. The product of the sum. What am I doing? Sorry. The sum of the product of the corresponding value. So 6, 1. So 6, 1. So it will first of all take this. I'm not supposed to do this. So 6, 1, comma, another product. 7, 2, isn't it?
Yes.
7, 2, comma, another product. 12, 3. So what happens here is these internal ones we calculate themselves. This times this 6, this times this 14, this times this 36. Then after multiplying themselves, this down ones multiplying themselves, then the sum will take over. This will add up themselves to give you the final answer. Is this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, so imagine how all these things are. These are things you're supposed to have done on your own, but Excel took the fall for you. Don't worry, I'm going to give you I know how to solve it. Just know how to use it. That's just the terminology.
Okay.
I know how to use it. I know how to solve it. Excel knows how to solve it for you. You know how to use it. You know how to implement it. and then you're good to go. So when you hear engineers do this, engineers do that, engineers are doing some wonderful things. Truth about what engineers, the difference between the engineers and the mathematician is that, so the mathematician derives formula, goes to the bottom to derive the formula, understand how this thing works, how the big formula come about, like this our round came about. The engineer does not have business deriving formula. Engineer goes ahead, uses the formula to solve his problem. And then it gives you real life answer. Whereas the mathematician is seriously deriving the problem, the formula. So when the mathematician derives this formula, the engineer uses it to solve real life problem. And everybody sits down and starts praising this man here and forget that there is a stronghold here that made this man thick. So that's what Excel is saying. I am that mathematician. You go and be the data analyst. Don't need to know. You don't need to know how I solve the foundation behind this. All you need to know is how to use it. Does this make sense, guys?
Yes.
Fatima, are you with us? Does it make sense?
Yes, 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 absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's push. Don't worry, by the time you keep pushing in Excel into your head and SQL into your head, by the time you keep pushing in all those functions into your head, SQL will become a thing of the past for you. You won't be worried again.
I don't know.
Pardon? What did you say? All right, perhaps it's not for us. You're not talking to us. So we have done all these beautiful formulas. Let's look for the other formulas here. So this is absolute, this is round. No one will have rand, R-A-N-D, rand is different from round. So if I want to do round, this is, so, no, let's go and use it today. Yeah, good here. So we have these numbers. So some of them are rounded up to 3 decimal places, some 2. Can you see that? So if we say we want to round them up, it's going to come useful, like it's going to come very handy. So what I want to do is I will use the function round. And what does round do? Rounds a number to a specified number of digits.
Okay.
So specified number of digits. So let's pick it. No, it's asking you for the number. So this is the number you want to round. This is the number of digits you want to round it. So let's pick this range. Okay, let's pick just this number. Or sorry, this one. That's the one we want to pick. And we'll put a comma. How many do you want to round it?
Anyone?
Okay, so let's start with 1. It is asking you, close it. And here we are. It has rounded it up for you. Rounded it up.
Oh.
So what it does, it's rounding up. So it's approximated this 7 to 6. This
7.
6 to 7. Can you see? Because 7 is above 5. Of course, if I move it down, it will round the others. And notice what it did here. There is nothing to round here. It just returned 0 for us because there is 0 here. So it refused to round this one being 5. Refused to round it up for us. So if I had said I wanted 2, let me go and change it here. 2. So, or I don't want anything. So, hold on. I said 0. Are you saying you don't want 0? Yeah, it's saying it doesn't want 0. So that it's putting 0 as default. So, but if we intentionally put, oh, sorry. All right, so round W3, and then 2, double click it, I want it to be 1. So, yeah, don't mind how the numbers are changing. The numbers are changing because we used round. Remember, when we are creating those numbers, we use the round.
Oh,
That's
okay,
why
yeah.
those numbers are changing. Where is it? Yeah, we use the round function. That's why those numbers are changing. The more you do something, the more they change. All right, so is this clear? Rounded number.
Yes.
Good. So when you look at this, when you look at it, you will notice that there is also another function. Round. Sorry, round. So round down and round up. Let's see what round down does. Rounds a number down towards 0.
Down.
So let's pick up from here. So I want just 2 digits. So let's see what it gives us. So say this 58.96. See what it was before. 58.9689. Did this say that by normal mathematical function, by normal mathematical calculation, it would have rounded this up to give us 97 because 8 is above 5. But because we use round down, it ignored them and gave us a lower. Just pick up what it has there. So let me bring it down. So see the second one, 24, 20. So where do we use this? Where do we use this? Do you have any idea?
Why did we use what?
Round down. It doesn't look usable to us. Do you know where you can actually use it?
No.
If in a situation where the in a situation where perhaps I'm just thinking where in a situation where the rounding up might affect the value or your analysis, I don't know, I'm just thinking. So to ensure that okay, maybe it stays the same, you at least you are sure that you're not adding any extra values, so to say. So it's just like the exact value. Oh, I don't. Am I right?
It's not giving us the exact
Okay.
value because it's now chopping off the order, the numbers before it. Because when it has to do with financial industry, those little numbers that is chopped off, if you do it for millions of people, you are rich. And add it to your money, you're rich.
That's true.
So, and I'll just switch fraudulently, actually. I need ideas.
When the number is too long, you want to shorten it.
Okay.
Salary.
Do what? Shorten it to do what?
Maybe to plot a graph or something, or to create a chart.
Okay. So let's look at things this way. So there are let's say there are 10 persons that want to board an airplane. Are you with me?
Yes.
This airplane capacity for the total load it can carry is 600 kg. And these persons have been told you can come. So the maximum number of person it wants to carry, passenger it wants to carry is 10. So what this will happen is, what will happen here is, okay, 600 is the maximum you can carry. Let me use 9 here. Passengers. So divide this 600. Divide this 600 by 9. I'll use calculator, or I can use my hand. If I don't want to start confusing anybody. All right, maths. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong place. 600 divided by 9 will give us 6.66.66. So what it's saying that each person have 66.66. So actually go ahead and say, okay, each person should have not more than 23 kg. 23. So each person can have, one person can have 23.33 by 2, isn't it?
Yes.
This is, sorry, 33.33 by 2. This is the capacity it has. If you keep doing this thing by 2 by 2, it might even exceed this. There is a way mathematics works. There will be some, because your kilo, it's likely going to be chopping off some things. There might be a little approximation at some point that will make this thing exceed 600 and move to 601, making it inappropriate for the flight, for the plane. So what happens? This our round hand becomes important. Just give us 33. What happens to 33? 33 times 9. Sorry, 66. Give us 33. Chop up this. So 33 into 2 is 66.
56.
So 66 times 9. You see, you save this airplane 4 kg. And this could be used for miscellaneous. It could be the part, it could be the flight attendant's small bag. It could just be anything. This is for safety. Does this real life scenario make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Is that yes? Is a Fatima with us at all?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I thought you disappeared. All right. So I just wanted you to understand that because you're seeing it round down and you don't often see it in real life scenario does not mean it doesn't have usage. It actually has usage. Are you with me? It actually has usage. So, and we move on. Let's see some other things. So we have absolutes. You know, we are absolute. We use absolute. So we use absolute is just when you don't want any negative number, you can use absolute. So every negative number it says we convert it to positive. It's called an absolute number. And that's it, absolute. All right, so hopefully with time we're going to see where we're going to use this absolute. We don't have any negative number here, but we can actually create it. All we just need to do is to say here equal to this minus, we have subtract. Don't have subtract. This minus this and equal to, see, minus. If I bring it down here, let's see, give us some minus. If I want to have an absolute value of it, all I just need to say equal to returns the absolute value of a number without it. So a number without its sign. So we're looking for number. But to look for number, what I want to do, I want to do the solving again. So I'll do the solving. Let's see if it will accept the solving direct. This minus this, I will put it equal to. Yeah, so it did. So you see, it stripped it of its minus. So inside the bracket, we decided to do that calculation. Notice what happened here. This is normal calculation. N4 minus M4. But we want to use the absolute value. Notice that it's QL about function. I told you that inside this bracket means it wants to take parameter. And what is this parameter it's asking to take? It's asking to take. And it's up to you to give it to it, to feed it with that parameter. And this parameter is number. For this number, we don't have it as a single number, we have it as an expression. That is a calculation. And that's why we fed it that calculation. And that's what it did for us. It first of all did that calculation inside. So in mathematics, do you remember? I'm sorry I have to bring this, but it's important. You learned it in this primary school.
Is it board mass?
In
Board mass.
in primary school and secondary school, depending on where you learned it. Of course, some people call that big mass and they are different, but this is the original one. So notice the first one, brackets. This is the order of arithmetic. It's there anytime, any day. It is standard. Every formula, every function in the world, everything respects this. So what happens here in this function? What it's telling this thing is solve the expression inside the brackets first before you go and do what you want to do, before you do the absolute. That's what you always hear. Brackets of expression that inside the bracket, everything inside the bracket will be prioritized over any other solving. Please take note of it whenever you're doing your solving. It's important. So if you need to put something in bracket, just know that that thing will run first. It's still the same thing with your SQL code. So when we start running, not just any code, those ones inside. So some programming language might not call it, this kind of bracket. They call it like JavaScript, we call it a curly bracket. It is what it is. What is inside will run first before what is outside. All right. If you have any question here, please do ask. I just hope we're not causing issues with our board maps. All right, so this is the first part of it, and I'm going to stop.